So 2 days after the entire Grammy seemed to have danced on Drake's grave to Not Like Us, February 4th, Drake kicks off his Anita Max Win tour in Australia. Perfect timing is an understatement, but in no way was this a coincidence. Drake wanted to get as far away from the bullshit as possible, and he did. He was met by a packed crowd in Perth, Australia, which seemed to just be happy that he was there and in their presence. Drake came out the tunnel in a hoodie with what seemed to be bullet wounds with smoke emanating from the back of the hoodie, alluding to him surviving all the shots that he has taken since the battle began and ended up until this point. One would assume that he is admitting defeat by wearing this hoodie, right? You would think so. Or at least being down and out. Now his stands would say he didn't lose, but I guess Drake is saying something different with this outfit on. Now I will say the smoke coming from the back of the hoodie looked pretty dope. It was creative, it was different, but the sentiment still comes off as corny because you aren't a victim. Drake would have some thinking he's a victim while also being a villain, simultaneously being two things while existing in two places, the US and Australia, but you can't be both. I think he expects Australian fans not to know all the details about what's going on back in the US, or they just don't care. He then starts or ends his show like this.
I come all the way from Toronto, Canada. The year is now 2025. And no matter what, Drizzy Drake is very much alive, and that's all thanks to you. So I love you.
Now this is like the third time Drake has said, "I'm still alive" on video after the battle. I think deep down inside he's crushed because how things played out, and he's trying to convince himself that he's good. Now to me, it seems like he doesn't want to be there, and this was something that his team came up with to make him feel better. The go somewhere that you haven't been in a while so they will appreciate you method, I guess. But then you threaten the crowd with violence just so you can go jump in a mosh pit by telling them to chill out or your security beat the shit out of them, which is real weird in my opinion. Now remember, Drake cast the first stone and urged Kendrick to engage in personal attacks. As we can see, Drake can still command a large crowd, but I'm not sure because I've never been to a Drake concert, but it seems his performances get mixed reactions. Some saying that the show is real dope, and then some just calling it a Drake karaoke where he has the crowd sing his songs for him. He then took a little time out of the show to throw some shots at LeBron by remixing a song that he gave shots out to LeBron. You can tell that the LeBron issue still cuts deep because he's still dissing LeBron after all this is said and done with. Now remember, Drake has a collab album coming out with Party Next Door, which is now being stepped on by Sabrina Carpenter by way of proxy, UMG. They dropping her album on Valentine's Day, the same day Drake's P&D album is supposed to be coming out. But honestly, it seems Drake is worried about dropping any of his own new music. Since the battle ended, all he's done is drop leaks and features trying to test the waters. I think Aubrey was someone who lacked confidence ever since a child. Becoming Drake, being backed by Wayne, and money gave him the confidence he needed to succeed, and it seems that the battle between him and Kendrick has shattered that confidence. Kendrick took his mojo, bro, to be honest, because now everyone is laughing at Drake, and now he feels like that little boy Aubrey lacking the confidence to drop music at any time, knowing that in the past everyone would cling to anything he dropped. Because it was Drake, his name carried a lot of weight. Now he's unsure about himself and scared anything he drops might flop, which would put him at risk of being even more embarrassed. I believe this is the main reason and the only reason why he went to Australia. It's far away enough to not feel any of the battle scars from Kendrick demolishing him, and the people there haven't seen him in so long that he'd be guaranteed to pack out all his shows and he get the love he needs to regain that confidence. Now 3 shows in and he announces he will have an album coming soon for his fans. So it's a country that loves him. It looks like Drake will be able to regain some of that confidence, if not all of it, and get back in the studio and make some hits, hopefully. Now with this ongoing lawsuit, no one knows how or when he will be able to drop any music without UMG's stamp of approval. And by the looks of how Lucian was high-fiving Dre during the Not Like Us blaring to Kendrick accepting his 5th Grammy, I don't think they're in a rush to let Drake release any music anytime soon, but we'll see. And we're also going to be checking out how him and PND's album is received by the public once it drops. But best believe we'll be there to drop more content on what's coming next for the Drake and Kendrick saga going forward. Until next time, we're up out of here. Peace.